normally when we're sitting, I'm sitting on a block, okay? And the one reason for that, and this is if I sit, if you're looking at the pelvis sort of alignment, so when you sit, this part of your back needs to lift forwards and your tummy lifts back against it. And then that, that's the part of the Tadasana. So you're looking to, see that C shape, I've gone into flexion in my back. You're looking to challenge that. So whole of the pelvis, so let's see, there's the pelvis, angle, yeah, and motion from here, from the middle of my back, rolls forwards. And as that happens, tummy lifts, sternum lifts, and then I widen my collarbones. Does this sound familiar? Shoulder blades in and down the back. And then on down the back. Instead of the tailbone lengthening towards the floor, there's that little roll of the sacrum, that's the flat bit of bone at the bottom. So it's a slight roll forwards, yeah. And it is in a circle because that roll affects how you can lift here, so which affects how you can lift here, which plays into widening the collarbones and the shoulder blades in and down the back, etc. So I would say even on one block, if you're still sort of doing that, go higher, yeah, until, 2, 3 blocks, probably after 3 blocks you're probably looking at a chair, but you want to be able to get, if you look at this hand, that action, yeah. So from pelvis rolling back, there's the top of my hip, rolling forwards, yeah, rolling forwards, and be able to hold that and sit. Okay. So, downward dog. So the overall pose, let's just go into it. This is where we're going. Bent knees are good to start with. Hamstrings if they're a bit tight. And I'd like you to make a long downward dog. It's not here. Yeah. Even if that means you can get your feet down, but look at what's happening in my back. That's that flexion coming back in. Look at my shoulders, my arms aren't even straight. How do I push that back to that? That's my hamstrings are yelling at me to stop, yeah. So I want you to be long, and I want you to have your heels off the floor. Okay. The ego tells you it's about getting your heels down. Yeah. I'm telling you, it's about getting your heels long, so your heels are lengthening away from you. Okay. So you can see, obviously within my own limitations, okay, so best pose, best downward dog I can do today, or I can do right now, and arms in line with the trunk, tummy lifted, and the sit bones are the highest part of the pose. Now I've got my legs straight and I'm lengthening the heels towards the wall behind me. But if you see what's going on here, if I bend my knees, I can get that even straighter, yeah? So for me, and that's the way I'd like to teach it, is get that straightness, get that length, and then you're trying to straighten the legs. Yeah, I lost it there at the very end. I could feel that. I've got it, I've got it, I've got it. Ooh, I'm just on the edge of losing it. Okay, so that's getting better with repetition. And to rest down, sorry, I'm just enjoying it so much. Downward dog is a lovely pose. So you come up to it from a tabletop position, hands forwards, tuck your toes under, up you come, and then you come down in the same fashion, gently onto the knees, and you can sit back, use the hands to walk back. Yeah, sit up like this. The way I was saying about coming in from standing position, sorry I'm out of shot here, but would be from, we've done Uttanasana with lengthening into the elbows. So if you can reach the floor there and walk your hands forwards, and onto the flats of the hands, and then walk your feet back. You don't have to put weight through your knees. You don't have to come down to the floor, okay? But you do have to, you do have to be able to, you know, do whatever work you're doing in the pose, and then come out in a similar fashion. Now you can bend your knees, make it easy, easier. Yeah, hands to your hips. Okay. So it is an option if you've got that kind of limitation. Okay. If you've got other limitations, and I'm not going over them, you know, do give me a shout in the comments or contact at betterwaytobe.life. So hands are down, they're ahead of my shoulders, middle finger points forwards, and all of my fingers are wide. So they're like that, if I can just come around. This is pushing down and this is pushing down onto the mat, and it's broadening out to the little finger side. Now, if you're to spread your hand in a comfortable fashion, your little finger doesn't like the same distance for most people. So, you know, thumb's where it is, okay. That's a similar distance to that, and that's generally not quite as much. This is what's pointing forward. This is what's pointing forwards. Not being forwards. Right, try it again. Middle finger pointing forwards, tuck the toes under. Now I'm tightening my knees and I can just lift them off the ground. If you can, you know, you can use this as a place to work. Gets the legs active, and then as I'm coming up, arms and trunk in line, feet are hip width, big toes are pointing forwards, so it looks like the heels are slightly out, and then make your best shape and start to walk the dog. So the straight leg, I'm not sure how I feel about that title, but anyway, the straight leg, kneecaps lifting and the front thighs lifting, so the quads are lifting, opens the back of the knee, and I can really feel that stretch across the back of the knee and into the calf. Yeah, keep. So I can just explore it. So the straight leg is what's in downward dog. Yeah, and the bent leg is giving you a little chance to avoid, you know, your back popping up. Oh, I can't fake it. There we go. And into the full pose. And then down, knees together. Or sorry, knees apart, toes together. Come back up to sitting. Okay. And right, let's do 10 minutes with a downward dog somewhere in the middle.